Hey, welcome back to another interview with another pro wrestler from the UK. He goes by the name Jimmy Kuma. And yeah, we are going to have a great interview. So let's get started with Jimmy. Hello, sir. How you doing today?
Not too bad. How are you?
Pretty good. Thank you so much. Yeah, first of all, thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it.
No problem at all. Nice to be asked.
So, the first question is, how did you get started in the wrestling business?
Like most people, I think, I started off as a fan. I started off as a fan when I was much younger, because I'm quite old now. And then I think everybody sort of goes through phases with wrestling where you watch it and then you don't watch it and then you get back into it again. There's always something that pulls you back in. With mine, when I was a kid, it used to be the TV. I'd watch it on TV Saturday morning, that sort of thing. Started watching probably like late teens, and then just before COVID happened, I thought I'm going to try training, mainly just for my own health and fitness and try and lose a bit of weight.
Okay.
I think I only did about 2 or 3 sessions, and then COVID happened, so everything shut down. And then whilst everything was shut down, I watched a lot of wrestling.
Okay.
Because there wasn't much else to do. So I ended up going. It's funny because I started watching the old stuff that I used to watch, like Royal Rumble '93, watching that a couple of times, and then as you go through that, and then more modern stuff was coming in, and the British stuff was coming in, like on YouTube and stuff, like new things get recommended to you. And then when the world started opening back up again, I think it was on Instagram. I was just doom scrolling like normal, and then an advert popped up for PPW where I train. And I thought, oh, well, I'll try that, and I've been there ever since, going down, and it's just gone from there, really.
So how long did you train before you had your first ever match?
Let me get my timings right. I'm rubbish with dates and concept of time. I'm a bit like a dog. I think it was about 18 months.
Ooh, okay.
But I had when I first, because I was training, and then I got diagnosed with cancer I think I was about 10 or 12 months in. So I had to take quite a few months off just to get sorted with that. Everything's fine now. Everything's done and dusted.
Good to hear.
Yeah. Because normally when things like that happen, you think, oh, well, at the time I thought, well, I'm done now. Yeah. And then as I was going through it, I was like, I'm not done. I'm not going to let this stop us.
Yeah.
I've come this far. So I had a couple of months break in between. And then when I went back to it, I was like, I'm just going to do this now and try and force myself onto some shows, whether they wanted to or not.
Wow. Okay. So, how did you come up with your name?
Well, Jim is my real name. That's my government name. Because I always had this thing of, if I come up with a different name, I'll forget. And somebody will call me and I'll be like, who are you talking to? So it's like, I've got to keep that name because I won't remember. And then Kuma, it was a couple of things really. I used to love playing Tekken 2 as a kid.
Oh, okay.
And Kuma was my go-to character.
Yeah.
Unless it was Tekken 3, then I preferred Panda. I know they're the same character, but I just prefer the look of Panda more because she wears bracelets. So it sort of came from that, and I was thinking, I'm a big bear. My ultimate dream is to go to Japan and wrestle over there. So I was like, this will work. That'll get over. and then it just sort of stuck.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Have you ever wrestled in other countries except the UK?
No, I mean, I would love to if I ever got the chance to.
Okay.
I'm realistic with where I am and what I am, but if I ever got the chance and something came up, I'd jump at it.
Of course, yeah, of course, everybody would. So, the next question is: do you like to play a babyface or do you like to play a heel?
I'm definitely more personality babyface.
Okay.
But then as training's gone on, I find that some of my moves come across as a bit more heel.
Okay. Okay.
I think it's just because I'm a bit big and slow. But yeah, personality babyface moves probably a bit on the wrong side of heel.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. So you only work for 2 companies in the UK, right?
I've only worked for the one. So at the minute I'm working with Wrestling with Pride,
Okay.
who's like very new, very local to me. Their sort of original goal was having the platform for the LGBT performers who tend to find that a lot of their bookings would come through like Pride Month and Pride events.
Okay.
I mean, I think it is a lot different these days because everybody knows who Effie is, and especially over here, Shea Monet and people who identify in that sort of realm have got big careers, and they're not just pigeonholed into one type of match or one type of character. They can sort of go where they need to go. But I think like at a local level, it was important to create something that has that all year round and gives those performers that opportunity to come through and not necessarily be the token act on the card of we've hit our diversity quota.
Oh, cool.
And I think it's important, especially like even looking at our last show, just the difference between different characters and different performers. We all might come under the same sort of umbrella, but my style's a lot different to somebody like Lexi Kimbo, who's a wrestling drag queen. We're totally opposite, but that doesn't detract from anything that we do. I think it just shows people that you might have this idea of what that sort of wrestler is. It's not going to fit.
Of course. So, with Wrestling with Pride, do they go all over the UK or do you just stay in one place?
We've just been staying in the one place at the minute. Our next show, we're still in the local area, but we're at a new, different venue because we're trying a sort of a bit more of a festival type approach to it with stalls and performers, and we'll see how that goes the next time. But eventually, I think the goal is to start branching out a little bit. I think part of our like unique selling point is that we are very northern. We're a northern-based company. We like a lot of our performers to be northern, whether it's Newcastle or beyond. We have a lot of Scottish performers who come down and have done a lot of good work on it. But yeah, eventually, I would like to see us going across the country and maybe fighting it out against some of the other established promotions and have a few crossovers.
Well, I was going to ask, have you ever faced somebody out of your company, like somebody else that came in for a little bit?
My big opponent from last year was a wrestler called Nate Sawyer. We had a bit of a run of incidents, should we say. He's a bit of a Leatherface type nasty character, which is the total opposite of me.
Okay.
But we had a lot of fun, and I think at the minute he's being sacked from Wrestling with Pride, but who knows? Maybe one day he'll come back and we can build our friendship and maybe work on the same side. I think that would work.
Okay. So, what would you say? What kind of wrestling style do you think you are?
Well, my all-time favorite wrestler is Arn Anderson. I think Arn Anderson is an absolute goat. Just that big brawler with that little bit of technical side, but you don't want to get on the wrong side of him. Mm-hmm. That's the style that I want to emulate. I'll probably never get to the standard that he was at. But yeah, that sort of slow, steady power is where I think I'm best suited and where I think my strength comes from.
Cool. So, what would you say the best part about being a professional wrestler is?
Since I've been doing a few shows, it's been the fan reactions to different things, which I wasn't really expecting. Just the cheering, and even after the show or in between the show and the interval, getting people coming up asking for a picture or asking me to sign something, and it's like, "Are you sure you want a picture with me?" Because I don't think I'm the best one here. But yeah, definitely that, and just even like the comments online and the odd messages that I get of people who've seen videos and they'll be like, "Oh, that was really cool," or "I'm really happy that I see somebody like you doing this." I don't know if that's a compliment to somebody like me, but but yeah, it's that sort of. I think it's good. I like the idea of being somebody that I would have liked when I was younger to have seen. I think that's one of the good things about wrestling is if there's a gap and there's nobody filling it, fill it yourself.
Mm-hmm. I know pro wrestling is big over in the United States. So, what about the UK? Is it a big scene or small? Or?
I think it depends. My experience of it is it's a pretty big scene. You go to a lot of the different shows and you will see the same people in the audience. You will get to recognise faces. It's sort of like a close-knit group of people, especially the fans. But even the last few years, even that's expanded over. There's another local promotion. It was called North Wrestling, and I try to go there as much as I can whenever they've got a show on. And they're always packed out. There's always new people coming through. And I think it's the idea. I don't know if it's like that over in the States, but over here it's like that night out idea of like, we're going to go out for a drink, we're going to go and watch the wrestling, we're going to have a good time. Whether it's a good show or not, you still have a good time.
So, would you say, do you get recognized outside the ring also?
I've never been recognised, thankfully.
Thankfully.
I normally, when I'm outside, I normally wear my glasses. I do a bit of a Superman, so I've got my glasses on. So I think if somebody, and I wear very baggy clothes, I don't really wear what I wear the ring out and about because I think I'd get arrested.
Ooh.
Yeah, but no, I've not been recognised in the street. Not for wrestling, anyway.
Okay. So, what would you say? How long would you say that you keep wrestling for?
I'll do it for as long as I can until either people make me stop or my body makes me stop.
Okay. And go ahead.
I was going to say it's one of those things. I think you see a lot of people over the years who were involved in wrestling and they don't really leave. They just sort of change what it is that they're doing in that world, whether it's going more behind the scenes or doing more training or commentary or even like videos and videography stuff, I think a lot of people will always keep the hand in somehow, even if they can't do that in-ring side anymore.
And what would you say? Who most inspired you to get this kind of a character in wrestling?
Well, I trained with Liam Slater, and we went through quite a lot of discussions about the different kind of character, and it always comes back to do what you know, and be the character or be the person that you'd want to be. And I think a lot of it comes down to that of, again, what I would have looked for when I was younger watching wrestling. Who's the person that I would have rooted for? Who's the person whose t-shirt I would have bought? Whose action figure would I have got? God, I sound really egotistical, don't I? Like, I would have bought my own action figure and my own t-shirt. But yeah, I think a lot of it is build the character that you want to be and that you feel comfortable with. Because I mean, I've seen it in the past where people will try to be a character that they don't have any experience of or sort of relation to, and it just doesn't come across, does it? Once you realise that there's no connection there, it sort of falls flat. It's a lot like because it's been said a few times, like pro wrestling's a lot like drag, of like you just be yourself, but you turn up to 11, and then hopefully that's what gets you across.
And the final question is, I ask every single wrestler, if you could pick 5 independent wrestlers for the Mount Rushmore, who would it be?
Just 5.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You know.
There's quite a few. I would, especially like locally in the UK as well. There's a wrestler called Tim Strange.
Okay.
I think he every time I see him, he just makes us laugh. Doesn't matter what he's doing. I think he would be amazing. I would definitely want to go up against Liam Slater just to prove that I can beat him, like a bit of a Mr. Miyagi Karate Kid moment.
Okay.
I'm sure I wouldn't, but that would be a lot of fun. God, who else? Like bigger names. I would like somebody like Paro. I think would be amazing.
Okay.
Just 2 big bears in the ring, just
wow, yeah, that would
slapping the crap out of each other.
I would love to see that.
They would have to reinforce the ring. I think I'm quite heavy.
Oh, come on.
Right, that's 3. Right, let's keep going. Even like FB, like doing something like that would be like a cherry on the top of everything of being up against the biggest in that group.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many. There's Ryan Roode as well, who's another local wrestler who I just think another one who a lot of my, when I really fanboy over someone is when they make us laugh about stuff.
Okay.
And they've got that sort of comedy edge to them. I think there's always like that fine line of wrestling of like melodrama and comedy and sort of mixed together. So yeah, somebody like him and then somebody. Let's think of somebody like Wrestling with Pride who I'd like to go up against. We had on our last show. There's a Scottish wrestler called Craig Berry. He came down. I think me and him would have a good big boy match. So that could be something that we aim for in the future, and I think that's a realistic one that we could definitely try and set up.
That's cool. Well, thank you so much for doing this with me. It's been a
Not a
lot of
problem.
fun, and I hope we can do it again.
Yeah, definitely. Once I've been booked in Japan and all over the world, I'll come back and I'll be like, I said I would never do it, but I did.
That would be great. But yeah, once again, thank you so much.
No problem at all. It's been lovely. Nice to meet you.
You too, and you have a great day over there.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.